Hello everyone, welcome back. The final Manhunt is available, and what a great ending to Season 1 of Year 5. If you've not managed to play it yet, I'd highly recommend you do, and really pay attention to the story, because Lauren Stone, the new narrative director, is really making waves here and building the story towards some climactic encounters. We are now on the final straight before Season 2, or quite possibly a PTS for Season 2. So what do we know so far, and what can we speculate might be coming? Now, there may be a couple of little spoilers in here, so if you're not about spoilers from this current season, then yeah, perhaps it's not worth watching this video. But if you're okay with that, then let's get into it. Drop a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and let's start. So what do we know? Well, we know the new Manhunt target format, where we rescue our team, will be part of Season 2, and just like Season 1, we'll be continuing to rebuild the castle settlement. We don't yet know who exactly has been taken or who the prime target will be for Season 2, but I'm pretty sure, just like Season 1, that whoever it is, they will be very important to the story. Season 1 has been very rich in its story, and I think, as I said previously, Lauren Stone has done a really great job pushing the story forward and actually making the story really interesting. As someone who never really invested in the story for The Division, and I think overall, generally speaking, I think most people don't invest too much in the story, I think she's done a really great job here. I have so many questions from the end of Season 1, after rescuing, in quotation marks, Mara Singh as the prime target. Who or what is the asset? That's a whole video of itself, because there could be so many options. And this will be something that I'd probably explore in a future video. Why was the recruiter hunter watching over at the end of the mission? If you didn't notice, the hunter was actually watching over the final mission. I didn't notice it myself. Someone actually, I can't remember who it was, but someone reached out to me to advise me of that, and I went back through the mission and saw it then. Who helped us through the mission as we made our way to the track? There was someone that talked about being on Division comms, and the voice sounded familiar, but I'm not quite sure where it comes from. What's up with Kelso? There are so many questions, so much to explore with the story, and it's just really great right now, and I'm expecting that to continue, not just in Season 2, but all through Year 5 and beyond. I'm sure NGN is particularly happy about that, and I'm pretty sure that if he hasn't already, there's going to be some serious videos coming out from NGN in the future following the revelations of Season 1, and I'm going to be looking forward to those. Now, Incursions are returning with Season 2. I made a video on this recently talking about how Incursions are going to bridge the gap in content between the casual and hardcore audiences, giving both sides of the community content that should hopefully be engaging as it did in The Division. This is an activity I'm really looking forward to, because unlike raids, it's for players. I believe it's matchmaking as well, and whilst I'm sure it will have some mechanics, it won't be really mechanic heavy like the raids are. It won't be as much of a challenge as the raids are, I don't believe. And you know, Incursions in The Division 1, they were really fun, so if they're anything like that, then I think they're going to be really good. I think Massive knew that these coming back to Division 2 would go down well, and I think overall it has. From the people I've spoken to or what I've seen on the forums, generally people are excited for this, but of course we'll have to wait and see how it actually plays. I'm really happy we are fighting the Cleaners though, as you know, these are my favourite faction in the game. With Season 1 we got the Descent game mode, and I think overall the mode has not been received well. That's not to say that some people haven't enjoyed it, because I did, and it's important that I say that in the past tense, because I've not touched the mode for a couple of weeks now. But overall, I don't think many people have played it beyond the first couple of weeks, or even beyond their first go, really. I know plenty of creators who are simply not interested, and there are a few really good reasons for that. I think it's safe to assume Massive have probably heard the noise about Descent, and I suspect that with Season 2 we will see some changes. Don't be surprised if we get checkpoints. I know this is at the top or near to the top of everyone's list of changes for Descent. For me personally, checkpoints would immediately have me go back and play. I'd have probably checkpoints at the end of every loop. Some people might disagree. I think I even saw someone say every 10 loops, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, to be honest. But I'd go with every loop if it was my decision. As someone who has very limited time to play, I simply cannot invest in a guaranteed amount of time to reach Nemesis and defeat them. And even though I've got the getting to Nemesis time down a lot, I think I'll probably get to Nemesis in about 40 minutes. That's still, I need a good solid 40-minute window in order to get there, and sometimes that's just not possible. Checkpoints would really alleviate that issue, and I guarantee you casual audience would be really grateful with that. Next up is rewards. This is probably the top of most lists. I know for a lot of creators who don't play Descent, this is by far the biggest problem. The reward structure is deliberate. As Massive have previously said, Descent isn't the mode you play for the most rewards possible. We have Countdown for that. The problem is, most people play looter shooters for rewards, and whilst I agree that Descent doesn't need to match Countdown in terms of quantity, the rewards for Descent are just very subpar in the quantity field. The only thing worth playing Descent for is the named blueprints, and it isn't even worth playing Descent for that either, because, you know, Massive wanted to add named blueprints to give Descent an incentive to play it, because this would be the only place you're able to get it from. I believe you can also get it from control points, possibly. I can't quite remember, but they wanted this mode to have that, which no other mode has. But the chance of actually getting a reconstructed cache where you get the named blueprints from, I think is about 12% once you defeat a Nemesis. I think it's something crazy like that. I think I saw it on some kind of spreadsheet, which is just ridiculously low. I think Massive will probably change this with Season 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go to like 50%, or even if they do it as a guaranteed drop every week from a Nemesis kill. If it was me personally and I was at Massive, that's what I would do. I would guarantee it for the first kill of Nemesis every single week, and then after that point you can drop it down to, I don't know, 15-20%, whatever it is, so that people, if they want to, they can farm it. I would say I'd probably drop it down to like 20% if it were me. Whatever Season 2 brings with Descent, I'm sure it will address some of the more serious complaints. It has to, really. Now with Season 1 we got the exotic Shocker Punch holster and the St. Elmo's exotic assault rifle. I think overall St. Elmo's is one of the best weapons in the game, and I think everyone's pretty happy with it. Shocker Punch, not so much. For the first time in the Division 2, this was an exotic holster that got a further buff from using the St. Elmo's exotic AR. So I'm expecting Massive to continue this new trend with exotics, giving us two exotics that in some way work with each other. If Massive decide to take it one step further and add, say, 3 exotics that all work together, well, we could have a new feature that people have been asking for, and that's to equip more than one gear or more than one weapon exotic at the same time. This could happen with Season 2, but I do think if this is something Massive are considering, it might be a Season 4 change where we are expecting changes to the end game, and I think it might make more sense that it goes in there anyway. Season 2, it could be one of the best seasons to date. I think Season 1 of Year 5 is probably one of the best seasons we've had. I would say the only thing that kind of let it down for me personally was the fact that we only had the one apparel event. Even though I thought the apparel event was really good, I think that we still need more than one with every season. We've had obviously seasons before where we've had more than one, so I see no reason why we shouldn't have more than one with every season going forward. And I don't know if we're getting more than one with Season 2, but I hope we do. With that said though, I think Season 1 has been really, really great, and I'm expecting Season 2 to take that further. And we are getting a new Incursion, and obviously, hopefully going to get some changes, some good changes to the current content in the game. And if we get that, then Season 2 is going to surpass Season 1, and I think Season 2 could really be the best season that we've had for a long time. I can't wait to kind of see where the story takes us with Season 2, as we agents continue to blur the lines between good and bad. And overall, I'm just genuinely excited for a new season, some new stories, some new content, some new weapons, some new gear, and all that sort of stuff. But thanks very much for watching. I apologise for the lack of uploads, but I have a ton of IRL stuff going on. It's been really difficult recently to be consistent. Got a new job, baby, all that sort of stuff going on. I'm hoping to get back to a more regular kind of schedule as soon as I possibly can. So thank you very much for being patient. Tell me in the comments down below what kind of has you excited about Season 2. And of course, until the next one, epic out.